Flying is one of the safest ways to travel, but when things go wrong in the air, the results can be catastrophic. In the final moments before impact, pilots often make chilling last transmissions, some filled with panic, others eerily calm. These words, captured in cockpit recordings, provide haunting glimpses into their desperate struggles to save lives. From mechanical failures to sudden weather disasters, these final statements reveal the terrifying reality of aviation tragedies. In this video, we explore the chilling last words of pilots before they crashed, messages that serve as haunting reminders of the dangers of the skies. Number 5. Air France Flight 447. Air France Flight 447 was a routine flight from Rio de Janeiro to Paris on June 1, 2009, when tragedy struck. The Airbus A330, carrying 228 passengers and crew, encountered severe turbulence over the Atlantic Ocean. Amid the chaos, co-pilot Pierre-Cedric Bonin uttered the chilling words, "We're going to crash. This can't be true." But what's happening? A desperate realization of their imminent fate. The sequence of events leading to the disaster began when the plane's pitot tubes, responsible for measuring airspeed, became obstructed by ice crystals, causing the autopilot to disengage. This sudden shift forced the pilots to take manual control in the middle of a storm, but confusion and lack of situational awareness led to fatal mistakes. Bonin, the least experienced of the 3 pilots on board, pulled the nose of the aircraft up instead of correcting for a stall, a maneuver that ultimately doomed the plane. Despite repeated warnings from the aircraft systems, the crew failed to recover. The aircraft plummeted into the ocean at 10,000 feet per minute, breaking apart on impact. It took nearly 2 years to recover the black boxes from the ocean floor, revealing the harrowing final moments.
C'est pas vrai. Mais qu'est-ce qui se passe?
The crash remains a haunting example of how human error and technical failures can lead to catastrophe. Number 4. United Airlines Flight 93. United Airlines Flight 93 was one of 4 planes hijacked during the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks. Departing from Newark International Airport and bound for San Francisco, the Boeing 757 was overtaken by 4 hijackers who intended to crash it into a high-profile target in Washington, D.C., possibly the U.S. Capitol or the White House. However, the passengers and crew, after learning about the attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, decided to fight back. As chaos unfolded in the cockpit, Captain Jason Dahl managed to transmit a distress call. "Mayday! Mayday! Get out of here!" His desperate plea reflected the intense struggle as passengers attempted to regain control of the aircraft. With the hijackers losing control, the plane went into a steep dive, ultimately crashing into a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, at 563 miles per hour. The impact killed all 44 people on board, but prevented a larger catastrophe. The bravery of the passengers and crew turned Flight 93 into a symbol of heroism. Investigators later recovered the cockpit voice recorder, which captured the sounds of the struggle and the hijackers' realization that they were being overpowered. Their sacrifice likely saved countless lives, making Flight 93 a powerful story of resistance against terrorism. Number 3. Swissair Flight 111. Swissair Flight 111 was a scheduled flight from New York to Geneva on September 2, 1998, when disaster struck off the coast of Nova Scotia. The McDonnell Douglas MD-11, carrying 229 passengers and crew, experienced an electrical fire in the cockpit, which quickly spread through the aircraft's insulation. As smoke filled the flight deck and systems began to fail, Captain Urs Zimmerman made the ominous announcement, "We have to fly manually now." The crew attempted to divert to Halifax for an emergency landing, but the situation deteriorated rapidly. The fire caused critical avionics failures, leading to a loss of control. With communication breaking down and visibility reduced due to smoke, the pilots struggled to keep the aircraft stable. Just minutes before reaching the airport, the plane lost all electrical power, making it impossible to navigate or control properly. At 10:31 p.m., the aircraft crashed into the Atlantic Ocean at high speed, breaking apart on impact and killing everyone on board. The tragedy prompted extensive investigations, revealing that flammable insulation material contributed to the fire's rapid spread. This led to new safety regulations, including stricter fireproofing standards for aircraft wiring and insulation.
11 Heavy, we starting damp now, we have to land immediate.
Swissair Flight 111 remains a devastating reminder of how quickly an in-flight emergency can escalate beyond control. Number 2. Colgan Air Flight 3407. Colgan Air Flight 3407 was a scheduled flight from Newark, New Jersey to Buffalo, New York on February 12, 2009. The Bombardier Dash 8 Q400, carrying 49 people, encountered severe icing conditions as it approached Buffalo Niagara International Airport. Despite the aircraft being equipped with de-icing systems, the pilots failed to properly manage the situation. As the plane neared its destination, it went into an aerodynamic stall due to improper pilot response. In the final moments before impact, Captain Marvin Rinslow, realizing the aircraft was uncontrollable, uttered his last words, "Jesus Christ." A desperate cry as the plane spiraled toward the ground. The aircraft crashed into a house in Clarence Center, New York, killing all on board and one person on the ground. Investigators later determined that the pilots had responded incorrectly to stall warnings. Instead of pushing the nose down to regain airspeed, Rinslow pulled back on the controls, exacerbating the stall. Number 1. Asiana Airlines Flight 214. Asiana Airlines Flight 214 was a scheduled flight from Seoul, South Korea, to San Francisco, California, on July 6, 2013. As the Boeing 777 approached San Francisco International Airport, the flight crew struggled with their landing approach. Due to a mismanagement of the aircraft's descent speed and an over-reliance on automation, the plane came in too low and too slow. Realizing the critical mistake too late, Captain Lee Kong-kook uttered his final recorded words, "Oh no!" A brief but chilling recognition of the impending crash. The aircraft's tail struck the seawall just short of the runway, breaking off upon impact. The fuselage then skidded along the ground, spinning uncontrollably before coming to rest near the runway. Remarkably, 304 of the 307 people on board survived, but 3 passengers lost their lives and nearly 200 were injured. Investigators determined that the pilots had misjudged their approach speed and failed to initiate a go-around in time. The crash was attributed to a combination of pilot error, confusion over automated systems, and inadequate monitoring of airspeed. These final transmissions remind us of the immense pressure pilots face in life-or-death situations. While air travel remains incredibly safe, these tragedies highlight the importance of constant improvements in aviation technology and safety protocols. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more compelling content. Let us know in the comments which story impacted you the most. Stay informed, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.